Good evening and a warm welcome on behalf of Senda. Recently, we celebrated our 300th Send-Talk session, all thanks to you. Today, we are delighted to welcome you to the 303rd session in Senda's webinar series for teachers. These Send-Talks, led by global education experts, are designed to offer valuable insights into effective classroom practices and professional growth for the Senda teacher community. We encourage you to make the most of the session by actively engaging, sharing your thoughts, participating in polls, asking questions, and providing feedback. Your involvement helps us enhance these learning experiences and ensures they continue to meet your professional needs. Today, we have a session on boosting learning through metacognition. We are excited to announce that today's facilitator is Ms. Suma Vivekanathan. Welcome, Suma ma'am. Ms. Suma Vivekanathan is a passionate educator with over 32 years of experience specializing in mathematics for primary learners. Known for her hands-on, engaging teaching methods, she has inspired countless students and teachers through her innovative, learner-centric approach. She served as a cluster coordinator for 20 years, mentoring teachers and supporting grassroots educational development. Her contributions have earned her several prestigious awards, including the National Teachers Award, Teacher Tone's All India Tech Excellence Award, Progressive Teacher Conclave's Teaching Excellence Award in 2015. She was also the first runner-up in the 2016 Education Prize held by the Global Education Leadership Foundation. Ms. Suma has completed certified training from IIT Bombay X and Teacherthon in ICT Integrated Pedagogy and is a regular contributor to reputed journals like Teacher Plus, Must Magazine, and Chiguru. She continues to champion creative math instruction, technology-enabled teaching, and teacher mentoring across India. Welcome again to our esteemed facilitator.
Thank you so much. Am I audible? Just to show me the thumbs up if I am audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for the introduction. Welcome once again to everyone for the webinar, Boosting Learning Through Metacognition. Okay. Before I start the webinar, I just wanted to know how many of you heard the word metacognition? How many of you are aware? Can you just put the thumbs up in your chat box so that, okay, okay, okay. Okay. So many teachers have written they are aware. Okay, fine. Okay. So, through this webinar, I just wanted to give some idea about what is metacognition and why it is important and how to develop it. As an educator in our classroom, how can we practice it? These are the three aspects we are going to explore through this webinar. Okay. So now I'm just going to tell about metacognition. Okay. Before I start, I just wanted to tell this theory was proposed by John H. Flowell, an American professor and a child psychologist in the year 1970. In 1970, he introduced this system, that is metacognition. All of you aware, all of you know about multiple intelligence, right? Children learn through different styles. Different children learn through different styles. So Howard Gardner have developed multiple intelligence. Now, basically, we can say the children learn through four styles. The first style is visual learners. Some children learn better through the visuals. They look around, they observe, and they learn it. The second one is auditory learners. They are the students, they learn through our lecture method, or whenever we explain, somebody explains, they learn through that. That is the second style of students. The third one is reading and writing, or you can say intrapersonal. They themselves read, explore, and study. They are the third category of the students. The fourth one is kinesthetic learners. They they prefer to do themselves. They like hands-on activities. With the hands-on activities, they learn. Okay, so these are the four styles children learn. Now, why metacognition and what is metacognition? Metacognition is awareness and understanding of one's own thought process. What I am thinking. See, our mind is something we can sit here and I can go all around the world and come back in 2 minutes, right? So our thought process, what to think, how to think, in which direction to think. So that is we can control. So the metacognition definition is thinking about thinking, or the purposeful recognition, awareness, and even control of one's personal thought processes. Why it is important? It enables students to think about their own thinking processes, which leads to improved learning, problem solving, and overall cognitive performance. See, now educators' role has changed. We are not simply giving the lecture, or we are not simply imparting the knowledge. Now everything is available at the tip of our fingers. Everything is available. So as a facilitator, we have to guide how to think, in which direction to think. So these strategies in the following what are the things you can implement in your class, so that your students will be well equipped to think properly. Okay, so by being aware their strength and weakness as learners, as a strength, if a child knows, okay, what are my strength and what are my weakness, they can develop upon their strengths and they can work upon their weaknesses. So it is going to help in their studies. It helps individuals to become more aware of their learning processes, allowing them to identify what strategies work best for them and adjust their approach accordingly. They themselves think, okay, this is the strategy, this is the thing, okay, how I want to think, what I want to learn. So they will start thinking. They will start thinking so that accordingly they can plan everything. Okay, this much time I want to complete this syllabus, or this much space I need it. So this is definitely going to help. Okay, can we have the first poll question, ma'am? The first poll question, can we have? Ma'am, can we just put the first poll question? I don't know. I'm not getting any response. Ma'am, can we have the first poll question?
Yes, ma'am, the question has gone up. Yeah. So the question was, how familiar are you with metacognitive strategies in learning? So the poll result, ma'am, is that 37% of them have replied somewhat familiar, 35% has replied very familiar, 21% has replied not very familiar, and 4% have replied not at all familiar.
Okay, fine. So we are going to learn more about it. Now let us see how to develop metacognition in the classroom. That is I told you three categories. First one was what is metacognition, why it is important, and how to develop. So we are moving to the third stage, that is how to develop metacognition in the classroom. Educators can utilize strategies like explicit instructions, modeling thinking aloud, providing reflective activities, and encouraging self-assessment. This method helps students to become more aware of their own thinking processes and the learning strategies, leading to improved learning and problem solving skills. Here are some strategies that you involving metacognition that you can use in your classrooms. So when you plan, so there are four stages in that. You plan, do, review. These are the four stages when the strategy starts with you. Facilitate metacognition learning through lesson structure and environment. Your lesson plan should have all these four aspects. The first one is your whole lesson need to be structured in a way that allows students to practice metacognitive strategies. Broadly, you need to split the lessons into four stages. You, plan, do, and review. The first stage is the U stage. What is the meaning of U stage? The U stage involves giving students a lesson starter. You are going to start a lesson with some introduction. You are going to explain about the lesson. You are just starting the lesson, okay, where they need to consider. Then you can ask the students how much they know about the prior knowledge. What do they know about it? So let them jot down. Okay, if suppose you are going to start a topic like an addition, or you are going to start a topic, what are the numbers? They know the numbers, they know natural numbers, they know whole numbers. Let them jot down everything what they know about. That is the first stage, the U stage. Okay. Then next is the plan stage. The plan stage consists of setting people a task or a learning goal. If the small children, you can set a goal, or if it is bigger students, they themselves can set the goal. Okay, this is the goal. Okay, let them think, okay, what they want to learn from this topic. What is their learning outcome? The students will have to plan their approach. What strategies I will use to learn? If suppose a child want to learn two-digit addition, okay, if they know the one-digit addition, then they can think, okay, this is the way, what is the strategies I will use? So they will start planning their own, the strategies they will develop. How long it will take? Okay, let them calculate rough time. Okay, maybe one period or two periods, or maybe 1 hour, or maybe 1 week. Let them plan so they can allocate the right amount of effort. And what could potentially go wrong, let them think, anticipate. Okay, I may be wrong, I can go wrong. So let them anticipate all these things. Predicting how well they will perform a task can also aid metacognition. Okay. The third stage is the do stage. In the do stage, the pupil will carry out with the task. As a facilitator, you will go around and you will monitor how are they doing. Are they going in the correct direction? Are they thinking in the correct direction? Or are they going wrong? In between, you can stop. You can ask questions like, let the children only ask the questions. Am I doing the task correctly? Or am I successful in this area? Or am I doing it properly? Is this strategy working? Or am I confused? If they are confused, let them stop and ask questions. As a guide, as a facilitator, you will be around them. So in this, here what happens, they themselves become the learner. They will take the ownership of their own learning. When the child takes the learner ownership, that gives a boost to them. Okay, they will feeling proud about it. So we as a guide, we are just helping them to learn. Particularly in it is particularly important to highlight anything that they are confused by, because this shows students that confusion is an integral part. Let them realize, okay, I may not be correct all the time. I can go wrong. Sometimes I will be wrong also. So let them realize it. If they want help, let them ask help. As an educator, we all of us face that some students continuously constant support they need. So when we discuss in the staff room, when we discuss about a child, sometimes, okay, they all are self learners, they will do their own work, but some students constant support they need of an adult. It is not only the teacher, an adult support is constantly needed. But when you start practicing metacognition in your classroom, children will become self learners. They will learn by themselves. There is no need of continuous monitoring. Whenever they get stuck up, whenever they get confused, they will come to you, they will ask. It is not necessary they have to come to you only, they can ask the peers also. Let them go to the peer, let them, so the peer also help each other. So that is the best way to learn. Okay, the last stage is, finally the last stage is the review stage. Here in the smaller classes, you can give a worksheet or you can ask oral question answers. As they grow bigger, let them do the self reflection. Let them do what did and did not go well. What could they do differently next time? If the same thing comes, what is the next strategy I can use? So let them realize and let them jot down all these points. This listing all the points will definitely help them to grow as an individual, as a self learner. Ma'am, can we have the second question, poll question? Ma'am, can we have the second poll question now?
Yes, ma'am. So the question was, which metacognitive skill do you think is the most beneficial for students? The options
No,
were self-assess. Yes, ma'am.
not this, ma'am. Can you go to the next poll question? In which class? Maybe the last question. In which class you think it is good, the metacognition? Maybe the last question. Just go through the questions, ma'am.
Give me a minute, ma'am. Yes.
Ma'am, I'll tell you which question. Ma'am, question number 6. Ma'am, poll question number 6, you can just throw it now. Question number 6, you can give it, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. They have given the.
Question number 6.
The question was, how do you currently support students in developing metacognitive skills?
No,
Yes,
no,
ma'am.
ma'am. Just above that question. At what level do you think metacognitive skills are most beneficial? That question, can you give it?
Okay, ma'am, got it. Yeah, so the question is, at what level do you think metacognitive skills are most beneficial? Uh, first option, elementary school. Second one, middle school. Third option, high school. And fourth option, college or university. The poll is live, ma'am. We'll just give it some time to gather data.
Okay.
So, ma'am, a majority of them think it's middle school. Of the votes we have collected so far, 57% thinks it's middle school. And then the next, around 37% thinks it's elementary school.
Okay. I believe it can start from elementary school. If you give the practice of thinking in their own word, if they write down, okay, see, first I told you the use stage. When you are throwing a topic, when you have introduced the topic, ask them to list down what all the things they know about the topic, the prior knowledge. Let them think, let them write about it. If suppose plant life, you are introducing the topic plant life, let them write what do they know about plant life, what is the prior knowledge. They, of course they know it. There are so many plants, their leaves are different shapes, they are, some are tall, some are, so all these things in whichever way they know. Okay, they can do it in a group work also. It is not necessary they have to do it individual. They can sit in a group, you can pair them, or in a small groups, let them list down. Okay, in the next stage, what is the next stage after you stage? You are giving a goal. Okay, you are going to give, okay, this is our, through this lesson we are going to learn this. Suppose in the third level or fourth level, grade 4 or third, if you think, okay, the children through this lesson they have to learn photosynthesis, then you can tell, okay, our this through this lesson our goal is we are learning photosynthesis, or how the plant or how the leaves cook food. So this is in their own work. Okay, then let them plan it. The next stage is let them plan the strategies, what they will do. Then they will say, ma'am, I can refer some books, I can discuss with my parents, I can discuss with my peer group, I can read some books. So let them find out some things. So in the smaller level also we can, I just wanted to say, it is not only in middle, in even in elementary we can start. Okay, now let us see some of the metacognitive strategies in the classroom. The first one is explicit instruction. What is explicit instruction? The instruction should be very clear in a simple word. Whatever instructions you are giving, you should not use hi-fi things, and in age appropriate, give the proper instruction, one by one instruction. Explain the students how to plan, monitor, and evaluate their learning. This can involve outlining different study techniques such as active reading, note taking. As in the higher class, as they go to higher classes, children can be develop the habit of note taking. The teacher is explaining something, they can just the main keywords they can write it down, and summarizing, as well as strategies for identifying and addressing the difficulties. So these are the things you can just incorporate in your class. Another example, see, two-digit additions. I think all of you can see the screen. Okay. I think you can see the screen. Okay. How can we use place value strategies to add and subtract two-digit numbers? See, different children will do it in different ways. Each example is given. You can just go through two-digit addition strategy. I can use the strategies to add two-digit numbers. That is the heading. So each group can find out their own strategies based on 10 block. See, the first one, 42 plus 36. So 4 tens block and 2 unit block. Same way, 3 tens block and 6 unit block. So they are counting together and they are writing 78. The next, some students are using 120 or 150 chart, the grid you can say. So where is the number? 42. Ask them, they are in 42. Now count 36. So again they can 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 6. So let them use their own strategies. Let them mark 42, then let them count 10 first, then 10, then 10, then 6. So let them find out which number they are landing. So that could be one of the strategies they can use. Next is I think connectivity is poor. Okay, fine. So see, the next is the expanded form. 42 can be written as 40 plus 2. 36 can be written 30 plus 6. So they are adding 6 plus 2 is 8. 40 plus 30 is 70. So 70 plus 8, 78. Then the standard algorithm that if you can introduce later on. First, let them find out their own strategies. Allow them to do it. Then gradually you can give the standard algorithm. See, 42 plus 36, you are adding the unit place, then you are adding the tens place. So this is one example. Another example, for example, now in an English classroom, you are going to teach the past tense. Suppose you are teaching in a smaller classes, maybe class 1 or class 2. You are teaching the past tense of walk. So you can say the past tense of walk is walked. Now ask the students to frame sentence with walked. You can make two groups. Okay, one group will frame the sentence with walk. The other group will frame the sentence with walked. And everybody can say collectively together the past tense of walk is walked. And ask them to repeat the sentence. This is one way you can. The next is modeling a math problem. Modeling, this is picturization. You are just drawing and you are modeling thing. See, my friend had a set of storybooks in her shelf. I read 5 books. Now there are 7 more books to read. How many books were there? This is the task you are giving. Let them find out. Let them use their strategies. First, we will identify the situation. You can tell what is the situation. See, the first number is unknown. The second number, you know it. 5 books I read. Okay, now what is left? That also you know, 7 books are left. So 5 plus 7. So let them use their own strategies and let them explain. Ask them to explain which strategy you used. And did it work well? And using visual aids. Now, the next one is now all the classrooms are with a smart board and everything. So you can use the picture presentation. See the diagram of a plant cell. So the pictures can be shown and you can explain it. The next important aspect is encourage reflection. Provide opportunities for reflection. In between, stop and ask the students to reflect. Design assignment. You can throw questions or you can design assignment and activities that require students to reflect on their learning experience. This can include journaling. As they go to higher classes, journaling is a good option for it. Let them write down the journals. Self-assessment prompts or peer feedback. Ask reflective questions. Encourage students to think about what strategies they used, what worked well, and what they could do differently in future. Another strategy is learning and thinking journals. Journals help students to provide their self awareness, improve their ability to plan and monitor progress, and promote skills in self reflection. Try asking your students to keep personal learning journals and assign them weekly questions for them to reflect on, such as questions like, what was the easiest for me to learn in this week? In this week, I have learned so many subjects. Or suppose if you want to focus on one subject, you focus on one subject. Okay, what was easy and why it was easy? Let them write down. What was the most challenging for me to learn and why it was challenging? Which study strategies worked well? Which study strategies did not work well? And what could I do differently next time? Did my study habits work well for me? What effect did they have on my learning? Which study habits could I improve upon next time? What are my targets for next week? They could also record ideas they have during a lesson and questions they want to ask, as well as reflecting upon how the ideas they have learned connect to other topics. Even you can ask, how can you connect this topic with another topic? So have a discussion in the class. The journals does not necessarily need to be a notebook. Your students could use any format that works well for them, including a mind map, blog, list, mobile phone applications. But I don't think mobiles are not allowed in the schools, so that may be a wrong option. But of course, mind map is a very good option. Let them draw the mind map. Okay, this is the topic, what all the things I learned. So let them make a mind map or something else like this, they can use it. KWL chart is another best option. All the teachers know about it. A KWL chart is a way of tracking the you, plan, do, review process. The idea is to create a chart for your students to use. You can just pin up this chart in the classroom and ask the students or the group leaders to come and write it, okay, with the space for them to answer the following question. What do I know? So before, when you introduce the topic, ask the students, each group, you have made suppose 5 groups, ask 5 leaders to come and write it down what they know about the topic. And let another member from the group come and write what do they want to know more about the topic. Let them discuss, have a discussion in the group and come and write it down what do they want to know more about it. And finally they can write what did they learn in the topic. These questions, know, want and learned, make up the letters KWL. Know, want and learn. At the beginning of the lesson, students can answer the first question, what they already know. That might help them in this lesson. This will active their prior knowledge and highlight any misunderstanding if they have. So when they write down, you can have a look of the chart and you can just see what are the prior knowledge they have. So if they have any misunderstanding or misconcepts, you can just correct it. Okay, this is one example. Suppose the topic is trees. So the child might write, they have leaves. Okay, what else they know? Plants or trees grow. Trees are different height. Leaves are different size and shapes. Animals live on the plants. This much a child know about the trees. Okay, suppose this is just an example. And what they want to know, what kind of animals live on the trees. They know some animals live on the trees, but what kind of animals they want to know. Do all the trees bloom? They want to know. How do they grow? So end of the topic, they will learn all living things depends on trees or plants for their food, because plants are the only creature can prepare food through photosynthesis. So all the other living things are directly or indirectly depending on the trees and plants for their food. Some animals like birds, insects, etc. live on the trees, and they also learn photosynthesis. And not all the trees bear flower, and they will also learn germination. Okay. Some more strategies list and some examples. First, let us go through each strategies list. Here is a list of metacognitive strategies. One is think aloud. Let them think and express in the class. That is the first that can be practiced in the class. Practice your syllabus as a roadmap. Let them prepare a roadmap, or let them prepare a mind map, roadmap, concept map. Allow them to prepare. Summon your prior knowledge. Let them express or let them discuss their prior knowledge. Figure out how you learn best. Let them say, okay, this topic, or last year I learned this through reading, or I learned through this topic through hands-on activities, or I learned through this. Let them express their ways. Okay, test yourself. Review your exams. Organize your thoughts by concept mapping. Querying self-reflective questions. Beckon your prior knowledge. Substitute self-reflection. Endorse self-directed learning. Deliver opportunities for assemble errors. Resolve problems with a team. Explain strategies directly. Pre-assessment or self-assessment of the content. Some examples. Following metacognitive strategies are beneficial to encourage metacognitive amongst children's open-ended questions. Give your child some space to reflect on what they what they are thinking. Can you tell me more about why you think that? So this kind of questions to be asked. What are you thinking now? Okay. Why are you thinking? Can you explain? Non blaming. It can be hard to stay open when kids are acting out, but asking them to think about their behavior can help them to learn to manage difficult situation in a better way. Why do you think you got so upset? Suppose an example like, Papa, your dad has changed the TV channel. Why have you got upset? Let them think why I am upset. The child will express, okay, because my favorite thing I was watching, Papa changed, so I could not see. So, and let them express and let them sort out their issue with their parents. Okay, Papa, I will watch it now. After 5 minutes, it will get over. Then you can. So, the conflict can be resolved immediately. Solution focused. Encourage the child to think about how they can use his understanding to change things in the future. How could you handle that differently next time? Process oriented. Ask students that help your child to get a better idea of how his thought process works, and how will you know when this drawing is finished. This kind of simple, if it is an art period, okay, what you will do after this, lot of questions to be asked. So in essence, metacognition shifts students from rote learning and memorizing. They will take the ownership of their learning. They will learn by themselves. It encourages them to think about their own thinking, leading to a deeper understanding and more effective problem solving skills. 8 ways to develop metacognitive skills. It's okay if you don't know everything. So the child should be, some children are like that, they cannot accept the failure, or they cannot, they will not say that I don't know something. So in the beginning of the class itself, you have to make it sure it is okay. It is not necessary that everyone will understand at the first go. So it is okay. That okay from the teacher's side is very essential. Okay, set yourself a great goals should be both challenging and realistic. It's not like that, what they cannot achieve they should make such goals. No, the goal should be realistic and it should be challenging. So that as a educator, you have to see whether it is a realistic or is it a challenging. Simply, very simple thing, okay, I will memorize or I will learn this poem. That is a simple challenge, not to accept like this type of goals. So as an educator, your role is very much, as a very, your role is very much important in this aspect. You have to see what are their goals. Okay, then react better to the feedback you receive. So again, the first itself, I told you, the children should be trained. It is okay to get failure. It is okay if you don't understand. So, and the same way, the feedback, they should take it in a positive way. Okay, this is something wrong. After, especially after the evaluation, after the self-reflection, the child should not feel, oh, I got it wrong. The rest, everything, everybody got it right. No, it should be okay. If you are getting wrong, it's okay. You can practice more. Monitor your performance, keep monitoring your performance, keep a diary and write it. Ask yourself good questions. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. So that is the thing. So when you practice metacognition, the children should be fail to prepare. They have to prepare for failure and prepare to fail. So both is important, so that they will be good learners. They will learn by themselves. So this is another example. Reflect, access the task, evaluation. This is already explained everything. There is nothing new in this. See, during this approach, before the approach, how was it? Have I done something like this before? The child should ask. If suppose you are throwing a topic, or you started a topic in the class, you have started a topic in the class, the child should ask, have I done something like this before? Think about existing strength and strategies. Okay, what do I know about this? What are the strategies worked at that time? Okay, then they will set the goal. Okay, you are explaining, okay, these are the topic, these are the things you are going to learn from this topic. So the child will set the goal. Okay, this week I will be learning this. And during the process, trial and error, they will be doing the trial and error method. Sometimes they will success, sometimes they will fail, but it's okay. And reflection, is the strategy working? Is this working for me? They will reflect, keep reflecting. Am I in a correct path? Am I thinking in a correct direction? Am I moving in a correct way? So they will start thinking, can I change anything? Should I change anything? Am I meeting my goals? Am I reach my goal? So these are the, during the process time, the child should think. Okay, then after the thing, after the lesson, the child should think, what worked well? Is there anything I can improve upon it? Can I apply the same strategy in different topics? So these are the things they have to. So these three stages: before thinking, the lesson going time thinking, and after the lesson thinking. So these are the three stages that you have to practice in the class. Okay. So I think I have done with my presentation. So now it's a platform. I think you must have got some idea about metacognition, and you can start using it in the class. At the first to go, again, first to go, you may not get the success, you may not get the good result, but it's okay. You start practicing with a small topic you start practicing. I'm not telling you have to practice in each and every period. No, you can select some topic. Okay, in this topic I will use this metacognition skill, and I will develop this strategy in my students, so that in future they can use this for their self studies. Okay, so I have done. Now it's a platform for you to ask questions. So the platform is open for everyone.
Thank you so much, Suma ma'am, for such an engaging and informative session for our community of teachers. I'm sure that our teachers have a lot of takeaways from this session. So I was going through some of the questions, and someone asked, like, how can we use metacognitive strategies to help students with special needs?
Yes, this is something a very good question, but uh, I don't know how to answer this question, because special need children, they need a repetitive work. That is what I believe. And but how to develop, we all of us can start thinking how to develop metacognitive skills, because their thinking process is not developed. That is why they are special kids. Their thinking process is not well developed. That is why they are special. So they need a repetitive task or a repetitive work or a drilling things, and they follow a set of things in an order. That is what I believe. But definitely we can think about it, and we can ask the experts, those who are dealing with the special kids. We will definitely, we can, when it's a question, I will also find it out how to develop this. Thank you for this question.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Another thing, we had a poll question asking what are the challenges that you face in implementing metacognitive strategies?
Yes.
And majority of them told that time constraint was one of the challenges that you face. So, ma'am, I would like to hear your take on like how can they overcome this?
Yes, ma'am. That is what I told you. Time constraint is a problem. I know that. That is why I told you it is not necessary that you have to do it in each and every period. Maybe on a particular topic you can plan it, or weekly once, or weekly twice, or weekly two periods you can allocate, so that your work will also go smoothly and you are developing these skills in your students. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Got it. Thank you. Also, we also talked about reflection, like how to make students use reflection. So there was a question along that line of how can we use reflection, like how can they integrate that into daily lessons?
Yes. Yes. See, again, the time constraint is a problem. So, what you can teach your students to go home and reflect upon the day's work. Let them reflect. Okay, today, what all the things taught in the class, or what all the activities I did, whether I was successful, whether I understood, or I do I have any questions, or if am I confused. Let them list it down, and next day they can ask in the class. So this practice can be practiced once in a while. Yes, you can allocate the time in the class itself, but on a daily basis, develop the habit of reflecting at home. Let them sit. Obviously children go home and they sit for study. That time, develop the habit of journaling, writing down everything, so that this practice can be, they can practice this kind of reflections.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Finally, out of my curiosity, I want to know like what are some metacognitive strategies that you found very useful or like was like a win in your classroom?
Can you repeat the question, ma'am? I didn't hear it properly.
Sorry, I was asking what are some metacognitive strategies that you used in your classroom and was like a huge success or you found it like very helpful that you recommend to all the teachers?
Okay, the same thing. The first thing, I just throw the topic in the class, and I one is KWL chart. Obviously, that was the best thing. In the class, we have soft boards. So we just put the KWL chart, and group wise, the monitors come and write down. Okay. The example which I showed was done in the class. So from there itself, I have picked up. So they will write what all the things they know it, and what do they want to know, that also they will write it down. Then end of the class, okay, these are the things they have learned. Then the another thing is a mind map. Mind map is a very good one. After the end of the topic, they make it so colorful, you allot a period for that, so that they make it so beautifully, the mind map, so that that is a real reflection. And when they write the mind map, they know, okay, this area I have a confusion, these are the things I have really practiced in the class. Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was a really informative session. I could see a lot of people commenting how effective and wonderful the session was. And I also saw someone saying how amazing the PowerPoint presentation also was. So I hope everyone got time to screenshot the necessary informations. Thank you so much again, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Now, if you have registered and filled out the feedback form for the session, check your participation record in the app in the My Learning section. I'll guide you through the instruction once. Uh, so first, just open the Senda app on your device and then navigate to the ongoing webinar section. So once you open the Senda app, go to the ongoing webinar section. You will see a submit feedback. So click on the submit feedback. Um, Also, please note that this option will be available at 6 p.m. At the end of the session, we'll share a 4-digit code required for the feedback. Enter this code to access the feedback form. You can see the code right now. It's 9769. The code to access the feedback form is 9769. Complete the feedback form and you'll be able to download your record of participation. I'll just repeat the instructions again. Just open the Senda app on your device, go to the webinar, ongoing webinar section. You will see a submit feedback. And click on the submit feedback. Again, this will be available at 6 p.m. IST in another 8 minutes, by the way. At the end of the session, which is right now, we have shared a code that is 9769. Please remember that you have to use the code to access the feedback form. Once you complete the feedback form, you'll be able to download the record of participation. Thank you all for your active participation in today's session. We truly appreciate your engagement. This new process of the feedback form, was introduced to streamline your experience and ensure your participation is recognized. Also, to register for more upcoming webinars, please use the Senda app. Please visit the Senda app. Have a wonderful evening.